Good evening humans, Tyrannosaurusmoth here, and tonight we're taking a look at the An American Werewolf in London Kessler wolf figure from NECA Toys. An American Werewolf in London is easily one of my favorite werewolf movies, and the transformation sequence in that movie is second to none. Probably one of my, if not my first memory of a horror movie proper, like specifically that scene, just the practical effects, the sound effects, just I get chills even thinking about it. So yeah, really cool to see this in plastic form. Something I never thought I'd see. So let's take a look at it. Let's do this. Aesthetically speaking, NECA positively killed it here, and for any of NECA's faults and shortcomings over the years or currently, one thing that cannot be denied, I think, is that when it comes to horror characters, they absolutely nail it. Just sculpts, paint, everything. There's a lot of love put into horror, and no one does it better right now from what I've seen. So honestly, this is no different. Looking right at the face, I mean, one of the reasons I had to have it, just seeing the promo pics, like those eyes, the mouth, like they just really got the really nice juxtaposition between the gloss around the mouth, making it actually look wet, and then just the way they did the sculpt. I mean, as you can see, there's just like no shortcuts here. That is just layers of or what looks like layers and layers of hair, and just really well done with just a light wash over it just to bring it out, and it looks burly, it looks intimidating. I just absolutely love that. And you get the claws painted really nicely, like just it looks grimy the way it needs to look grimy. It looks big. I mean, it definitely matches the aesthetic of the Kessler wolf from the movie, and just yeah, absolutely love it. And not much else to say. I mean, you can kind of just see it up front. It's very much what you see is what you get, and that is just absolutely fantastic. Cannot recommend it enough just on those grounds alone. So that is aesthetics. When it comes to accessories, we don't really get much, and when it comes to this much sculpt, paint, and tooling and all of that, like I didn't really expect too much. I mean, I guess maybe they could have thrown in some limbs or just something fun. Honestly, it's been years since I've seen the movie, so I can't think of anything specific, especially because they're usually good at doing that sort of thing, like little Easter eggs as accessories. But as it stands, all we have is an alternate head, and it looks just as good as the default. The default is the kind of just grinning closed mouth face, and then we get the open mouth, and looks just as good as the other one, just as striking. That mouth looks insane. Just a great job on making it just look bloody again and grimy, and just looks really good. Again, same paint as the rest of the figure as well. So that's accessories. So as you might imagine, with a creature of this size and design, articulation is definitely very interesting. It's decent, but there's absolutely some limitations, a couple of which are a little bit unfortunate, and others are very nice. So looking at it, I guess we're going front to back instead of top to bottom here, because it is a quadrupedal creature. So the head, we have a barbell joint here in the head, and then another one at the base of the neck, because this little piece in the middle is removable. And so there's another neck piece in there, and honestly, really satisfying movement here. Like you can get all the way, you can come up like that, come down over there. You've got full range going side to side. Probably could reach maybe a little bit more, but if you take out this centerpiece, you do get a slightly more range. So depending on the pictures or what you're using it for, you might be able to get a little bit more out of it. So that's the head and neck. We come down the shoulders, and we're on our hinge and swivel. So we can come all the way out. We can kind of get our T-pose, get our flying pose. So you see hinge and swivel, so nothing in the bicep, but we do have single jointed elbows, and those go side to side. Then we get two sections of the foot. So we get the first piece right there, and then the toes, which are a little tight. So definitely be careful of those, but they do move. Definitely heat up your NECA figures as usual when you get them. But definitely decent there. Then we have this piece in the middle. So the diaphragm does have a little bit of movement, not really anything that's gonna get anything like really great. I'm not sure what they could have done to change that, because there's a little bit of soft plastic here. So there's definitely give. They tried there, but yeah, it just doesn't give you kind of what you want. And then we come down to the lower legs, and those come all the way out. As you can see, you got that standard, what we see on a lot of NECA figures. So that's also where you're getting your thigh swivel. We're also single jointed on the back knees, and these are, because of the sculpt, just a little more hindered, though there is a channel back here in the fur to allow for the foot to come back. So you come to about there. Also, I mean, obviously you want the thing to stay standing, so they've got to limit the articulation there. Then again, we've got these, which come about 1 click, and then these feet are the same as the front. So that is articulation. Getting into size comparisons, here they are with some other NECA horror and horror adjacent stuff. With some Hasbro. With some imports. With some monsters. Finally, with an Articulated Icons Oni and yours truly in human form as an Articulated Icons Ninja. So my final thoughts on the Kessler Wolf from NECA Toys is that this is a absolutely gorgeous figure with some good articulation, but a couple of points like really could have used some rockers in the toes, and I understand why they didn't do that. It would have been nice to have them. Would have allowed for like some more wide poses, but it is what it is. And just it looks great. It's gonna be imposing on pretty much any display. So if you're a horror fan, if you like An American Werewolf in London, if you like werewolf movies in general and want like a werewolf in your collection, I highly recommend this. So yeah, I believe it's showing up. I think I saw pictures of people finding them in Targets, so they might be in your local Target. Walmart will probably get them at some point, I'm assuming, and then all of your favorite online retailers as well. So I will be putting links in the description to my favorite online retailers where you can pick up Kessler Wolf for yourself. And beyond that, I hope you found this review informative and somewhat entertaining. If you did, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, and or sharing. And beyond that, if you want to help in other ways, I will have ways listed in the description below as well. So please, please, please check those out. And because every bit of help I appreciate, and every share, all of that. So ultra thanks to you one last time for watching, and I hope you take care of yourself, take care of those around you, and most importantly, stay weird, simians.